Young woman you're about to see, Shawteria Watts, was kidnapped from this apartment complex. She's been missing since July 25th, and that's the day that she was celebrating her 20th birthday. She went out with two other friends, but she went to a nightclub, and Quanell X says they met a guy who wanted them to come back to this apartment complex. Friends told Watts' family that they dropped her off at this apartment complex before going to a store to buy some makeup. When they returned to the apartment complex, they could not find or call Shawteria. The trio was already out celebrating her 20th birthday that night at a club. The friend called her cell phone multiple times, and at some point, the calls went directly to voicemail. Community activist Quanell X believes Shawteria was met with foul play, and the man she and her friends met at the club was no good.
On today's episode of Mysteries with Zay, today we're going to talk about the black women and girls that have mysteriously disappeared and the ones that are found dead. This is episode 3, Without a Trace, Missing Black Women. The media ignores missing black and indigenous women. Black girls and women go missing at high rates, but it isn't reflected in the news coverage of missing persons cases. In 2020, of the 268,884 girls and women who were reported missing, 90,333, or nearly 34% of them, were black, according to the National Crime Information Center. Meanwhile, black girls and women account for only about 15% of the U.S. female population, according to the census data. In contrast, white girls and women, which includes those who identify as Hispanic, made up of 59% of the missing, while accounting for 75% of the overall female population. As I was saying, and it shows right here, according to the National Crime Information Center, a third of the 268,884 girls and women that were reported missing were black, far greater than their share of the overall female population. Now, I'm definitely not saying that missing white women isn't important, but the news media coverage for black women and for white women is like night and day. They have a name for it.
Missing white woman syndrome.
For example, the story of Alexis Patterson and the story of Elizabeth Smart. Alexis Patterson went missing May 3rd, 2002 after she was dropped off at school. A month after she disappeared, a young white girl named Elizabeth Smart went missing after being abducted from her home. Smart was found 9 months after her abduction, but Patterson's mother is still looking for Alexis 20 years later. Unfortunately, race may be the reason why. According to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, Smart's disappearance gained much more attention than Patterson's. From the Larry King Live show to America's Most Wanted, her story became a national topic while Patterson's drowned in the noise. The police also called in the FBI the day after Smart's vanished and offered a reward of $200,000 more than Patterson's. The FBI didn't get to Patterson's case until 3 days after she went missing. In 2020, nearly 100,000 black women and girls went missing, and their names rarely go viral. It's due to the simple fact that they will never get the same attention a white girl does. While doing a little researching on this topic, I ran across a very interesting journalist. Her name is Erica Marie Rivers, a journalist in California who started Our Black Girls, spends personal time researching and writing up stories of missing black women and girls so they aren't forgotten. Our Black Girl centers on the often untold stories of black girls and women who have gone missing or in some cases were found dead under mysterious circumstances.
I founded a website where I share stories of missing and murdered black women that go underrepresented in mainstream media. So I share as much as I can about their lives and making things go viral and forcing the hand of mainstream media to pay attention to just who we are and what we're going through. I'm a journalist. I work in hip hop and music and celebrity entertainment, pop culture. But from midnight to maybe 3:30 or 4 in the morning, I'm researching more stories. I'm looking through government databases, newspaper archives. I do all of that outside of my career.
Now, I know with a lot of these cases, homicide, sex trafficking, and suicide plays a big part into a lot of these black women missing. But for every one black girl or woman that goes missing but is found, there's 100 more out there, man, that are still missing.
There is initially this sense of selfishly, pride in what I built. for the sake of the greater good.
For more on this topic or to support Miss Erica Marie Rivers' page, go to www.ourblackgirls.com. Or if you think you know the whereabouts of any person before taking any action, please contact the law enforcement agency listed in the record or the California Department of Justice using the toll-free hotline 1-800-222-FIND or 1-800-222-3463 or contact them by email. But thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Mysteries with Zay. For more news and mysteries, follow me on TikTok at News with Zay, follow me on Instagram at News with Zay, and YouTube at News with Zay. Thank y'all again, and I'ma holla at y'all.